my name is Sarah Stevens. This is my technology plan for ETEC 5780 for the spring 2017 semester. The technology plan at Pineville High School has a vision and specific goals that they would like to meet. Our vision is to provide an encouraging educational environment for our students, instructional technology and digital learning opportunities for our students as well as our teachers. We also want to facilitate learning through the use of various resources and tools. Our teachers, faculty, staff, administrators, technology team would like to collaborate to offer access to the best teaching practices, and we'd also like to improve employee growth, make sure that the growth and the professional development is beneficial not only to the teacher but also to the students and the entire school. Our goals are to have school-wide access to educational technology, not just in specific areas such as computer classes and computer labs or the classes that only take specific kinds of tests, but we'd like to be across the board. Effectively use technology. We want all students and teachers to be able to effectively use technology, not just see it, know it's there, but how to use it. What is its purpose going to be, and how can they actually apply it to real-world applications? We also would like to incorporate and integrate technology while staying aligned with our coursework and our Common Core standards. We want to ensure students will use technology appropriately and become responsible digital citizens, because once we are done with them, we're sending them out into the world, and we want to make sure that they are responsible enough to handle using technology appropriately. We want to improve the communication between school and home. We want there to be an open door when it comes to teachers and parents and administrators and parents having conversations about whatever things are going on in the school and how we can improve that. Professional development. We'd like to provide professional development for implementing and using technology. Some teachers are not completely comfortable. Sometimes they are more willing to listen to peers as opposed to someone who they feel is paid to come in and tell them how to use. Instead of it being hands-on, they get more of a lecture and still have no idea what they're doing. So we'd like to provide professional development that is hands-on with peer mentoring, and I'll touch on that again in a little bit. We also want to be able to identify the resources that are essential for integration of technology. We want to know what works best for Pineville High School. If it's something we already have, how can we improve it? If there's something better that would be more beneficial, what can we do with what we have currently as opposed to bringing something new in, or can we recycle and maybe even give what we're not using to someone else in order to improve the infrastructure of our own school. We need to develop a plan to purchase, improve, and maintain the resources that we currently have, and anything that we acquire during the plan. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to purchase something or to implement something and then to just let it fall apart because nobody planned ahead for any kind of improvements or maintenance that need to be done. And there always needs to be a routine assessment of the plan in order to determine if it's being implemented successfully and for the improvement of the school. All right, the impact of technology on the workplace. We currently have a pretty good foundation of technology. It's used on a regular basis to facilitate school improvement through various things like Google Classrooms, I-before-E, which is School Assist, and then Compass evaluations. We use School Assist to schedule and plan enrichment and remediation for students who are struggling, and it gives us a time to have club time and whatnot for, instead of trying to get kids to meet before and after school or to stay before and after school for tutoring, we have a part of the day that I-before-E allows us to schedule for it. We also have school-wide use of technology to perform the day-to-day tasks of being in school. Our first area of focus is integration of technology. The integration strategies are to provide opportunities that employ educational technology in order to enable students as they learn to conduct research, solve problems, analyze data, collaborate, and communicate with peers. So we want them to have opportunities to do that. because the ability to do these things, they are going to take those with them after they graduate, and they will be prepared to work, go to college, and communicate with others. We also want to provide up-to-date homeschool communication and community awareness so that parents and community members know what's going on in our school, because essentially the home and the community are stakeholders in our high school. All right, objectives and sample activities. Creating and maintaining school and teacher websites that are inactive, that change, so that anytime the calendar changes, anytime something at school changes, like a new activity, it's constantly updated. Parents need to be instructed on how to properly use Parent Portal and how to access it so they can actually utilize it for the benefit of their child. Also, the use of applications that are easily accessed and used on mobile devices, because if parents can access on their phones, if students can access it on their phones, they're more likely to use it. And then better integration of social media for quick updates and reminders, and this is for not just teachers, not just students, but for parents and the community. All right, professional development. Overview of professional development strategies. Teachers need to be taught how to effectively use technology in order to support the state and national curriculum standards, because basically those standards are at the forefront, and a lot of these standards are incorporated into our curriculum. We just need to be able to use the technology to support that. All right, technology integration will be encouraged and modeled by administration. It won't just be a, hey, here, do this, and then they go on about their business. You know, you have to lead by example. If you want teachers to use something, show them how to use it. Encourage them by showing that you also know how to use it. So if they have any questions, they can come to you. All right, administration and technology leaders will collaborate to determine the effectiveness of what is currently in place and if something else would be more effective. Teachers will participate in professional development trainings. They'll also work in collaborative groups in order to become more familiar with technology. And they will also actively assist in peer mentoring programs and helping to collaborate. You know, the best people to go to if you need help are the people who work with you. Professional development activities, objectives, and examples of the activities. Administration will provide and require staff in services on new and current technology. Staff training will be continuous in order to effectively use and support school-wide technology. Technology changes. The school needs to change with the time. The staff needs to be able to change with the times as well. Unfortunately, administration will have to require this professional development in order to make sure that that teachers are becoming more capable of using these technologies. Professional development opportunities will be provided for staff to fully utilize and improve the delivery of educational technology services. They have to be comfortable. They have to be able to use it in a classroom in front of students. They have to be able to teach students how to use this technology. So the professional development will provide them with opportunities to become more capable and more knowledgeable of the technology that needs to be used. All right, community engagement. The local community will be involved in the planning and support of educational technology strategies. The community is where our students are going to be working. Many of them will leave Pineville High School and go work for some business or some company, or just an individual who owns a company, and they need to have the training to do those jobs. This could include mentoring from these businesses at school, job shadowing programs, on-site visits from experts in the community. Also, this community involvement will create a sense of ownership for all stakeholders of the technology plan. If they are coming in and helping us prepare these students to use this technology and to prepare these students to enter the real world, they are investing in the future of our community. All right, what are some examples of some activities that the community members can help with? Business leaders will collaborate with curriculum and technology planners and teachers and students on a leadership committee. Knowledgeable volunteers will assist in providing training and instruction to students and teachers. What's better than getting actual experts in the field to come than to get those kind of experts to come in and actually train people on how to use these, including children, our students. Interested participants will assess the budget needed to integrate and maintain the technology plan and see if maybe they can possibly help acquire some money or funds or donations in order to help implement the plan. All right, personnel roles and responsibilities. Administration as well as the school leadership team will determine the overall effectiveness of the program and decide whether or not we should fully implement the program and its funding. Administration and teachers will determine the effectiveness of the instruction and resources and determine if any changes need to be made to increase the program's effectiveness. You might need to add, might need to take away in order to benefit the school. Parents will evaluate the program's effectiveness in meeting their child's needs. If they feel that something is not working, they need to be able to voice their opinion. Students take responsibility for their academic success and evaluate the program to determine if it's the best option. Students need to be able to tell you that they're not comfortable using something. If they're not comfortable using it, how are we going to help them and how are we going to improve or add or change to help them be more successful? All right, as you can see, we have the proposed budget. We have the budget for professional development for the teachers, a network upgrade, an upgrade to the hardware and software so that we're more current and up to date, preventative maintenance services to provide that consistent maintenance, upkeep of the infrastructure, upgrading the infrastructure so it is able to take on the amount of users and the amount of technology, replacing old computers, and new network management tools. All of these will be needed to kind of push us forward into or farther into the 21st century. We do have 1,500 students and almost 100 teachers, so we need a lot more technology at Pineville High School. All right, evaluation questions. Are these resources and materials being used appropriately by the students? Are they using it for the purpose of bettering their education and preparing themselves for the real world? Are there plenty of one-on-one instruction opportunities for students if they need them? Are teachers and administrators participating in that professional development frequently in order to be aware of the latest educational practices using technology? Are teachers providing the students with adequate resources and materials? Are the students getting exactly what they need in order to learn the content, understand the material, and perform well on tests? Are the teachers communicating effectively with parents and students? Are they utilizing those digital communication devices or resources and tools to communicate with the parents? Notes get lost, phone numbers change. A lot of times that digital communication is the best way to communicate. Does the school provide regular communication with the parents? Do the parents know what's going on in order to do what's best for their students and their children? All right, indicators of success. Regular evaluation and observation walkthrough reports will provide documented proof that technology is being integrated. If it can be observed that technology is being used in the classroom, that's an indicator of success. Professional development shows that logs that show that the teachers are actually participating in the professional development. Materials and resources are kept up to date and evaluated to determine the effectiveness. If resources are showing that this use of technology is not improving certain areas, it needs to be rethought and changed. Teachers use multiple methods of communication to stay in touch with students and parents. If one way of communicating doesn't work, try to find a better method. Students are correctly completing assignments in a timely manner. They are successfully completing these assignments. They're not taking them too long, and they are moving forward and progressing to the next task. All right, sources of information from the evaluation will come in various forms, as you can see here. All right, our 5-year action plan will hopefully integrate technology into instruction, invest in infrastructure and devices for the success of the school, and focus on the user, that's the teacher and the student.